Welcome. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. We're back again. It's a very lovely Sunday. We're on from now till 10:30 p.m. for 90 minutes. We replay the best action from the world of sports for you. From the Ghana Premier League to the CAF Champions League starting this weekend, to the Premier League, to the Club World Cup, and to quite a lot to talk about. Adesanya also staging a very successful title defense in the UFC. We've got all of that to come, plus Chelsea's win at the Club World Cup. What an achievement. Now that club has won every single available trophy it's ever competed in. What a remarkable achievement. We will play back that action for you here on the show. It's packed. It is interactive. So you can send me a message, let me know. And I've said I was dedicating this show specifically to the Chelsea fans because this is a celebratory show. Okay, so let me hear from you. Send me a message, 05499869996 on WhatsApp. Also leave me a message on Twitter using the hashtag Scorecard. I will see them, retweet them, and share them with the rest of our viewers from across the globe. So wherever you've tuned in, it's a mighty welcome. Do stay with us. We'll take a very short break. When we come back from this, I will introduce my guest, and we can start to show you some highlights. All right, welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. So like I said, the show is live and interactive, so do send me a message, all right? Use the numbers on your screen, as well as the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. I'll read them, share them with the rest of our viewers from across the globe. So from wherever you've tuned in, welcome to the show tonight. As usual, to help me with all of the analysis, I've got my two great friends here, Coach Christopher Nimley and Daniel Granting here. Guys, welcome to the show. Coach, how are you? You've got a new watch.
You see, I want you to sit properly. I want you to be comfortable and sit.
I'm going to be seated. The thing is, I am going to be seated here, Nimley. This is what you should know. I'm going to be seated here for the next 90 minutes. So don't worry about whether or not there's
I've not said anything. You want to reveal why I'm asking you to say. If I said
I'll
keep quiet. You just keep quiet. The man has a problem. Look, I'll just keep quiet. When I say, okay, yeah, I'll sit properly. Then finish. Don't be.
How are you?
I'm fine, but
you have changed your watch today.
Look, I told you. My wife.
Today is a black watch, very nice.
Look, she's bought me a black one. She's bought me a gold watch. That one I don't wear unless I'm going out with her to have some good time out there. You understand?
Yes.
Then there's the silver watch. There's a lot. Mrs. Nimley.
My wife to be too has bought me a watch.
You see, you are saying your wife to be.
Yes.
I know that for a fact.
Your wife too was wife to be before she became a wife.
I'm speaking factus. That she's my wife.
You're speaking what?
You can be giving broken heart. Do you know that? Yes, you can be giving broken heart. But you see, at least I know the lady.
I've seen people.
I know she's a decent.
But married people have left. So you see, so anything is possible for anybody.
You see, let me tell you something. If there is a divorce, by all means, there have been some coaching along that, so you can go. You understand? DK, you understand? But in your case, they're broken.
Coach, it's okay.
No.
It's okay.
My last point on the matter.
It's okay.
My last point.
Please. Okay, go on.
You see, the lady we are talking about here, she's a decent lady. I know her. She's God-fearing. I know how eager she is to have you as her husband. So I'm waiting for that day. But I told you, the way you are letting loose of your stomach, you have to be very careful.
What's wrong with my stomach?
Sit
I'm
properly.
going to be seated here for 90 minutes.
Everybody, let's sit.
This is me. Okay. You are body shaming me, and that's not fair. Okay.
I'm fine.
Then how are you? I ask now.
I'm now responding. I'm fine.
3 minutes ago.
I'm fine.
Daniel, how are you?
I'm very good.
All right, guys.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's start to show you some highlights. Let's begin from the Ghana Premier League. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they're really high flying at the moment. They got a very good win against Lions. But before that, I want to show you this derby game between Bechem United and Brecum Chelsea, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Take a look.
15th match of the season, and Okra nearly troubled Gregorio Binsechen. That was tricky.
You know, it's coming onto his left foot. He's trying to go down the lace. The ball takes an awkward bounce. Goalkeeper is backpedaling, can't take chances. So
gets ready to take this free kick, and then he swings one in. It is Kofi Owusu with a shot, and that's the opening goal. That's the striker's finish. Kofi Owusu, former goalkeeper of the Ghana Premier League.
And so there it is. It's the first ball. It's not the best of balls, but they've not been able to clear it. It's Kofi Owusu got the first touch, got the second touch.
Here comes Jackson Owusu. Amponse's touch. Good save from Abdullah Idris to Kofi Owusu wanted it, and that's the whistle to wrap up the first half of this derby in Brecum. Welcome back for second half of the Ghana Premier League. It's Bechem United nearly finding that equalizer. Clinton Daudu.
Look at he brings it to the game. Look at him in his physical presence. The causes problems for the defenders. Doesn't even know where he is. And Daudu.
Kufwa. Henry Ensu. Good save from Abdullah Idrisu.
He protects the other side, sees the ball all the way.
And Kufwa. But United will not mind. Here's Okras. Good cross in. That's the equalizer. Emmanuel Ano. Pulls parity. 1-1 here in Brecum.
All right, so Bechem United are now unbeaten in their last 10 matches. It's an incredible run that's now taking them up to second on the Ghana Premier League table. But let's move it on and show you this one between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra Lions. That game happened at the Accra Sports Stadium on Saturday, and Frank Etuga Mbella, the Cameroonian import, scored a hat-trick to tame the Lions.
Sharif, here comes Etuga. Good fight. That's the first goal. Etuga puts Kumasi Asante Kotoko ahead for his 9th goal of the season. The Cameroonian is on fire.
He missed the crucial spot kick. It all started from Kotoko's quick corner kick on a shot. But look at him, he's always looking for the ball on the edge of the box. It's Etuga. Ball broke kindly for him. Just took the ball around the defender and there, striking the ball with some real power. But that is poor goalkeeping. He should be making the save.
It's Asma for Kotoko, but the champion will put one through for Awuni. Good play from Awuni. Does he get the equalizer? Accra Lions.
It's been better. Look at that. It was too easy to get the ball past him. And then Mubarak as well. The little shimmy disguised him and he went off.
Kotoko gets a penalty. Can he convert this time? Etuga makes it easy. It is 2-0 for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Give the goalkeeper the eye and puts it in the other end.
Christopher Champon. Here is Awuni with a cut back. Che goes down. Is a penalty. Accra Lions. Che steps forward and he converts to reduce the deficit to 1. It's now Kotoko 2. Accra Lions 1.
Danlad is good from the spot kick, but that was good enough. Real power to get past the goalkeeper.
It's half time at the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi.
Lamte will push forward to join Afuakwa.
Now Accra Lions in search for the equalizer. Christopher Echampon and Bassett just unable to find the back of the net. Japon. Kotoko get out of the block so impressively, and Etuga stays onside. Does he get his hat-trick? Etuga, he grabs his hat-trick and makes it 3-1 for Asante Kotoko. Got a hat-trick against Ashko, and he has a hat-trick today.
What is there not to like about a player of such calmness? Of such...
What a performance from the Cameroonian Frank Etuga. and that came in Kumasi. And the celebrations that followed, I love the connection with the Kotoko fans who were singing the players' names and all of that. Mbela, Mfigi, Mbela. Oh, it was so beautiful. And it's really nice to always see the connection between the fans and then the players. We have one more game to show you in the Ghana Premier League. As I'm singing, these two don't look. You got mischievous looks on your faces. You're going to sit here and take it. Don't worry. I sat here and took it when you came here. And
well, you won't play the thing. You won't play the thing.
Okay. Mbela, 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 Infigi. Oh, Kotoko is sweet. Anyway, so good for them. Hartlepool went up to Tamale to face RTU. That match ended 0-0, but we do have some highlights for you.
Gets us going and is he's up against Rashid Mensah. Here is Isaac Mensah. He's missed. Glorious opportunity for Isaac Mensah.
He did so well to weave past the bodies, but once he got one-on-one with the goalkeeper, all he had to do was to just guide the ball into the back of the net. But credit to the goalkeeper there, he was well into it, into the better chances.
Half time here at the Aluma Sports Stadium in Tamale.
Live rules come on now. Fatal, the captain, is moving to centre half alongside.
Free kick taken. Richard Atta. They've posted some impressive wins over. Corner, he swings one to the far end and it's Nkrumah Kosa. Decent effort from the former Abuja Dwarfs captain. Awako, here is Barnier. Sends a shot across. Sule Muntari, he tried the volley.
Onto the strike, didn't quite catch it the way he would have loved it. Not the cleanest of connections, the ball hit the turf and not much power. Straight to the arms of the goalkeeper.
Caleb Amankwa goes in with a challenge on Victor Edu. Referee whistles, he reaches his pocket.
And if the referee thinks this is a foul, then it's going to be a sending off really, because the last man, Fatau, is out of the picture. As the referee on the far side and has settled on the yellow card, which then would mean that it's the second yellow card. It is a sending off.
It's a red card for Caleb Amankwa. Now here is Awako and Saboche. And Saboche! Kwamwachi for RTU. We're in the 10 minutes of stoppage time. RTU coming close and Isakuka.
All right, so there you had it. Very interesting results from there. There were other games played, of course, in the Ghana Premier League. I don't know what's going on with Wafa. They lost to Karela United at home. So this season is not looking really good for the Academy boys there. Guys, quick thoughts on the matches we've seen. Beginning from Kumasi, namely, I mean, this Etuga boy, he is, at the moment, unstoppable. 11 goals now, I believe, in Ghana.
He's on form. He's on form. And the whole team,
yes,
they're playing very well.
Yeah.
You can see proper cohesion, proper chemistry, proper understanding.
This is what coaching does to a team.
They know what they are about. On the set piece, the corner that resulted in the first goal,
Yeah.
the Accra Lions people were expecting the ball to be floated in.
Yeah.
And then it was a short one, brought out. Although the shot didn't find its tag, but very typical of a striker. He's always on the move, trying to pick up the little bits and pieces in the box.
Attacking
because he
spaces.
knows that's his area. So once he can get hold of that round object, he's shooting at goal. And watch the goal again. Yes, you want to fault the goalkeeper on that first goal because you don't get beat where you are standing. So that aside, I want to highlight the third goal for every striker. You see, most of the time, most of our players in our local league, they don't know the connection between the eyes, the brain, and the leg.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that. If you go back to that first goal, the moment the ball went past the defender, the first thing he did was to watch the goalkeeper. The moment you see, there's connection with the brain. So he has a clear idea of the distance between him and the goalkeeper. The second thing he did was to now control the ball. That again has connected to the brain, and the eyes know exactly where the ball is. So he kept his eyes on the goalkeeper and then knew that he needed to go past him and just plant the ball in the back of the net. So again, these are the trademark of players who've gone through proper coaching and proper training. And for me, that is what is making him look so good and look so special. Okay? This is the first goal. Look, my team should be blocking, should be defending this ball with ease. There he goes. He's on his... Look at that. The first control completely...
It was a great first touch.
The first touch is turning him into where he wants to be. Because from the way he's playing, he is like... When he enters the box, he knows he's the king there.
Yeah.
If you touch him and you don't touch him legally, he goes down and he gets the penalty kick. And for me, that is what every striker should be looking at, mimicking from such a good player. I don't remember the last time Kotoko brought in any product from Cameroon. You remember that product, Ebola Sanji, was that it was an absolute disaster. This guy is he and his partner.
Two of them failed.
Yeah, they are huge upgrade on what Ebola Sanji brought. I know you never got a chance to sing Ebola Sanji.
Just keep on with what you are saying.
Ebola Sanji. But with this young man and his strike partner from Cameroon, you can afford to sing Infege. Simply because
Infege,
and Etuga.
Yes.
Simply because they are doing the basic things. You see, football is all about going down to the basic. I wish we should go.
Now we're going to the third goal.
So that goal. You see all that I'm talking about.
But we talked about, and this is something that we love about Cameroonians. They seem to have a knack for producing goal poachers. And
it has to do with their mentality.
Yeah. And it goes way back. And we're not just talking about recent. We're not even talking about recent years. We're talking about from Roger Miller's time.
The history has been there.
The Mbomas to the
Eto'os and all that.
This is it.
And so watching. Now he's watching the goal. He knows. So there is a clear connection.
And he can see the two defenders. That's why he kicks it high.
High. He knew where they were. That is what I mean about the connection between the eyes, the brain, and the foot. And if you can do that as a player, you're always going to get it right. Unlike the Hearts of Oak one. You remember the Hearts of Oak one? The one that Isaac mentioned just blazed.
I know. So it was a great chance.
You want to blame the pitch. But if you look at the technique, he went for power. All he needed to do was to just, once the ball has bounced, just lift it up a little bit. Just a touch. Simple touch, isn't it? Because the goalkeeper was already down.
Yeah.
So just simple touch.
Actually, he had two great chances.
And he
missed both of them. Danny, Nimli said a lot about the Kotoko team, how good they are playing at the moment. But the more Kotoko performs well, the more the struggles of Hasselhoff are highlighted. Now they're 12 points behind Kotoko. They face them next weekend. I mean, this is not an ideal situation at all.
And for the second week in a row, I want to congratulate Asante Kotoko for winning the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season. They are head and shoulders above all the teams in the league. And I think it's about time we stop comparing that gap between Hearts and Kotoko and give some more respect.
Because no longer Hearts of Oak.
Give some more respect to the teams who are in between the two of them. Because Hearts of Oak clearly are not mounting a title challenge this season. They don't look like a team that is serious. The players just look very off. Coach talks about the chance that Isaac Mensah misses, the chances that the team is missing, and you don't necessarily understand why and how they are missing such glaring opportunities. Now, when you want to compare the two teams, you look at Etuga and the sort of, not just the hat-trick he scored, but if you look at the sort of goals he scored this season, bar the penalties, he has this amazing composure in front of goal. He's never faced by pressure. Very calm. He understands the box. Yeah, he understands the box. When the ball comes to him in the box, he's not rushing the chances. He's not in a hurry to get the ball off his feet. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He comes and he picks a spot. But if you look at the Hearts of Oak forwards, and you can tell that the current situation of the club is also getting to their heads. The fact that they know that in previous games they've created opportunities, they've not been able to score. When a half chance comes, they are rushing into things. And look, these things it goes beyond the players. It has to do with the coaching and some sort of mental preparation going into games like this. Because where it has reached, I think they should just be told that they can't win the league. So they just take some pressure off them. Yes, they should just be told that let's forget about the league title. We've lost it. It's 12 points. Is not. and probably Kotoko's going to make it 15 next week. It's not going to happen. So just take your mind off it. Take it game after game after game and see how high you can finish. Because frankly speaking, the pressure has got into the team too much, and you can see it in every game that they play. Go out, they create a lot of opportunities. They are failing to score, and it's the same story after every week. The same story, literally the same things that Samuel Boyd is talking about. We have to take our chances. I was disappointed we couldn't finish. And these things are it's like a broken record. And it's a bit frustrating.
Maybe Elijah Kambi can put on the jersey now and go and finish some of these chances. Oh, no more come on indoors and comes.
Okay,
Elijah Kambi. He should go and wear the jersey and go and score.
Give Akambi some rest, okay?
When the team wins, that is where he comes and then he blows his trumpet. Now they are not winning. He should go and wear the jersey and go and play.
And you see, let us show you this, and it's important, and this is why I usually like to arrange this way. Hartlepool Kotoko, where they aim to be, is at the highest level of African football, joining the very elite. And this weekend, the CAF Champions League, of course, got underway. And the performances, when you look at the quality of play, the pitches, everything that you see there, you compare it to what we have here, and then that's how you know that our football has a long ways to go. So, we'll show you 3 matches from the CAF Champions League. The first one, Wydad Casablanca, they took on Sagrada of Angola, and they thumped them by 3-0. Wow, sometimes when you see the pictures, you wonder if we're on the same African continent. Look at the quality. That's Wydad. They kicked Hasselhoek out, of course, hammered them by 6-0 in the return leg.
6-1.
And they won. No, Hasselhoek won here.
6-1. The second leg.
Yes,
Razak
scored a consolation. That's true. 10-2. The other one too, they took 4. So, and then they scored 1. So they said their nickname is 10-2. I'm not the one who said it. Anyway, let's move on to Zamalek and Petro Atletico. So even Angola has 2 teams playing in the Champions League. Their first team was Sagrada, of course, where that beat them by 3-0. The other team is Petro Atletico, which is more famous. They played against Zamalek, and it was a thrilling 2-2 draw. All right, so Zamalek coming from 2 goals down to draw 2-2 at home to Petro Atletico. You saw Gabaski there, right, from AFCON disappointment to CAF Champions League action. One more match to show you from the CAF Champions League. This time around, Mamelodi Sundowns, former winners themselves, the team of the CAF president, Mr. Patrice Motsepe. They took on Al Hilal Omdurman of Sudan and nicked it by 1-0. All right, so it was just the 1 goal that decided that game. Mamelodi Sundowns winning by 1-0. Let me just show you quickly what the groups look like after today's round of matches, starting with Group A. So there you see. So Mamelodi Sundowns got the victory. They lead by 3 points, of course. Al Ali and Al Merrek, that game. I'm not sure what the result is just yet.
Postponed.
Yes, okay, postponed, yes. Daniel just told me. So, Al Ali, the defending champions, didn't play. Group B, ES Teeth got a win. So did Raja Casablanca, of course. Also getting a win, so they lead the table. Group C as well. Let's go to Group C now. Okay, there. ES Tunis, all right. They got 3 points there. Belouizdad of Algeria in their second season in the Champions League, ESS as well, and Galaxy of Botswana. Teams from Botswana are all making the CAF Champions League group stages. We are here getting thumped 10-2 in 2 games away. Wydad Casablanca, this is Group D, all right? The team that knocked out Hasselhoek started well. Atletico Petrol, or Petroleos, or Petro Atletico. They got that 1 point against Zamalek, of course, so 1-1. You see it there. And actually 3 teams from Angola, so that's the third one, Esperanza. Interesting stuff from them. All right, what we will do is take a very short break. When we come back, we'll take you to the United Arab Emirates. That's where Chelsea celebrated becoming Club World Cup champions. You're watching Scorecard. I've got your messages as well. Don't go anywhere. Do stay with us. All right, welcome. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Let me take some messages here on the show, and then I will show you some highlights from the Chelsea game, of course. But even before I do that, namely, I was just watching the CAF Champions League matches and looking at the pitches they are playing on. I'm very sad.
You see, we have to be very, very careful as a country. I eat to stay alive, isn't it?
Yes.
I drink water, I take in air to stay alive. I'm a living being.
Yes, you are.
The grass is a living thing.
That's true.
And as living thing, we eat.
Yes.
We grow.
Yes.
And the time will come we will die.
Yes.
As I sit here today, if I starve myself, a time will come I will definitely
die.
We can't manage green grass. We can't feed ordinary grass.
Natural grass.
Natural grass. We can't feed it. And we say we want to do football. You saw the pitch of Sundowns and the team.
Yeah.
That stadium was built for the World Cup in 2010.
Yeah. The Sundowns have played their Champions League matches there. They
so
won the Champions
12
League
years down the line, look at the quality of the pitch. You saw Tamale, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was built in 2008.
Just 2 years prior.
Just 2 years. You see our pitch?
Mm-hmm.
You see our pitch?
That's a difference.
Look at the vast difference. You say you want to improve your game. You cannot. Look, fundamentally, if we want to improve our game, we need to think about the players first. Technically, if the pitch is that bad, how do you expect these boys to excel? We say we have what do they call that thing?
Green grass technique.
No, not green grass. The one they have to go and inspect before everybody
club
is
licensing.
The club license. You see, everywhere there's Kululu. There's Kululu everywhere because I can't imagine that the Brecon pitch being approved for football.
I think the argument they have is that, like, when they approved it, it wasn't like that. I think usually that's
but it should run throughout the season.
Yes.
How can you approve something that is not being maintained?
They do it periodically. They can't do it every week.
I say, look.
So maybe if they do it after every 3 months, maybe they do it after 1 month is bad. But now they have to wait for 2 months before they go for their schedule.
You see the pitch in South Africa and where we saw that. There are people working there every day.
That is true. That is true.
People have been given him employment to make sure that it's of a standard, though.
Yeah.
If you think one moment you are up there, the next moment you are accepting mediocrity, that is what you get.
All right. I'll read the messages in a bit. But let me take you to the UAE, Abu Dhabi. That was where Chelsea took on Palmeiras, the South American champions, in the final of the Club World Cup. It went to extra time, but Chelsea eventually found the victory through a Kai Havertz penalty, securing the Club World Cup title. Take a look. Blue is the color, football is the game. Cheers all through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our name. Chelsea are Club World Cup champions. Chelsea have now won the Champions League, the Premier League, the League Cup, the Europa Cup, the CAF, the CAF Champions League, Confederation Cup. Bottom line, Chelsea have won every single trophy they have ever competed in the history of football.
You see, it is not every team that get the chance to compete.
That is true.
You have to earn the right to be there. And they've earned the right to be there. And they went there as European champions. Don't forget, before the won this, they were by far the only European champions to have gone to this tournament and not win it.
Yeah.
So they had a record to fix, because that was becoming some sort of a dark spot on them. Every European champions I know who went to this tournament won it at the very first time of access. Who else?
I don't think all of them won it. Because South American CAF champions from this competition. I know Corinthians beat Chelsea to win. I know Santos have also won it.
Okay, so Chelsea.
So there are some European teams that have won. I'm not exactly sure.
Chelsea and another European. Don't say they are. What do you mean? You want to generalize to everybody? But at the end of the day, look, it was a very good game.
Yes.
And I think Chelsea deserved it. Look, this is how a football team is supposed to be run.
Yeah.
You show respect to every major tournament you find yourself in. Mm-hmm. You understand? And I believe it crowned a very beautiful season, because this is more or less added to what they won last season, isn't it?
So the Champions League, the Super Cup,
and then this one. So
that's 3 trophies for Tuchel in a year. Exactly.
In exactly a year.
With the team that Lampard built.
Yeah, with the team that Lampard built.
Yeah, so the same way after Ole built the United team.
No, don't go there. Don't go there. You will not see Rudiger defending like this. Rudiger on looking doing like this. Have you seen Thiago Silva? While the boss is here, he look there, the boy is here, he's looking at here, then he's crossing his leg like that. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. You understand? Nobody does that.
You can't do that and expect to win.
No, you don't do that. Look at this. Look, there was a moment in this game where some 10 minutes period where the Brazilian actually came at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But you could always see the defensive block. Thiago Silva in his element. Yes, he was at fault for that goal, but you could see the leadership. You could see the experience. He was the best
player of the tournament.
Yes, you could see the leadership. You could see, look, he spoke to everybody, commanding Rudiger and Cesar Azpilicueta, everybody in front of him. You could clearly see how
Chelsea is a machine.
Come on, man. And there was a moment where, under so much pressure, look, the calmness, the composure, I said, look, if I'm the coach, this guy, he will play for me all day.
All day long.
All day. Not somebody doing this. I set him up. I sack him. You will not come close to the team. Straight. They deserve to win.
And Nimble is absolutely right. I mean, this culture of winning at Chelsea, it doesn't really matter who the manager is. You come in, the expectations are the same.
That is the standard.
Win. Yeah, exactly.
If you don't win, you're out.
You're out. And
my Manchester United, we were used to winning.
Yeah.
And Ferguson.
Now it's been 5 years.
Man United
trophy.
never went 2 years without a trophy. Maybe now, after his first 5 years, the moment he won the first one,
the moment he got the breakthrough,
we were winning. We are the only team to win the league back 1, 2, 3. We've done that twice.
I mean, Daniel, I mean, there was that Azpilicueta moment, which is trending on Twitter, where he showed a lot of courage, a lot of leadership to take the pressure of Kai Havertz with the decoy. He pretended like he was going to take the penalty. The Brazilian players, Palmeiras players surrounded him.
I personally don't read anything. I don't read too much.
I mean, it's a big deal.
It's a team thing. It doesn't have anything to do with Azpilicueta. It's a team thing.
It does have everything to do with Azpilicueta. Don't take credit away from him.
I'm not taking credit away from him. I'm saying that.
It's a small detail.
Calm down.
I thought he was the one going to
say it. I'm saying that we have seen these things done before. And these things are from the training ground. It is not Azpilicueta who in his wisdom...
How do you train taking a penalty?
You've not seen it before.
No, hold on.
I've seen Liverpool do it with Salah before.
Yes,
I've seen it several times.
I'm saying it's not something that is practiced at the training ground. It's something that's practiced on game day.
It's not about practicing on the training ground. It's a plan. It is a plan to deceive the opposition defenders, to deceive the opposition goalkeeper, to not know who is going to take the thing, because he's probably revising his notes in his head about what Azpilicueta will probably do. And then last minute, Havertz comes in, Havertz takes it and he forgets it. It's a team thing. I'm saying that. Let's give credit to Chelsea.
From a Liverpool point of view, everybody knows if Salah is even in the center circle when the penalty is awarded and anybody pretends to take it, everybody knows he will come and take it.
I'm saying that the attention is going to the wrong place. It is not an Azpilicueta.
It was very simple. Once Jorginho at the time was not on the pitch,
yeah,
the Brazilians themselves didn't know
who was taking the penalty.
I didn't know who was going to take it.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
I didn't know who was going to take it.
That's why Aspi did.
So when Aspi picked up the ball,
I was like, you see, when you say that's what Aspi did, what he did,
but he's never taking a game time penalty like
on 5-5 in the Chelsea setup.
Of course he does.
He's taking.
Look, what I'm saying is that
anyway, that's
when you say
really.
what Aspi did, you are diverting the whole thing.
It's a team.
Most of us don't know who the next Chelsea penalty taker is. If Jorginho is not there. The Brazilians didn't know. We didn't know. If you look at Havertz's body language, he knew he was going to take it. He was standing on the edge of the box, just waiting for the cue from Azpilicueta. I'm saying that this is a team thing. If Havertz was...
Havertz wasn't...
I said we didn't know who was going to take it. The Brazilians didn't know. But if you look, because of hindsight and because of replay, if you saw Havertz's position, he knew he was just waiting for the key.
As we told him that he would take the penalty.
Okay, let's clap for Aspilicueta.
Thank you very much. That's all you needed to do. Now, let's talk about the performance itself from Chelsea. I mean, like Nimli said, it was a game that they largely deserved to win, but certainly they had to work hard for it.
It was a difficult game. And you see, in as much as European teams go into the competition and everybody expects them to win, and the South American teams are very difficult to beat, and they've shown it in previous years. Chelsea themselves cooperate in the last time around. I think it was Corinthians who beat them in the final. They've struggled the last time they went there, and we've seen the strength of these South American teams. Very difficult to break down, and they have technically gifted players who can punish you when need be. So it was very important Chelsea took the lead, and the goal they conceded was very disappointing, because you look at the guy who conceded a penalty in Thiago Silva. He should know better than that. In a VAR era, you cannot stick out your hand in a penalty box and expect not to be caught. And they were punished, but then they had to show great resolve. You could clearly tell they didn't want to go into penalties, and they were trying to push for the winner, because anything can happen in the shootout. And for Luan and Palmeiras, they'll be very disappointed in the way they also conceded a goal. It was a reaction, quick reaction, reflex. His hand was in the way, and that happened. Yes, the penalty happened. I still maintain that it was a team thing. They knew what they were doing. I will not necessarily give all the credits to the captain. They knew, because look, this is my point. I don't think any smart captain will just out of the blue give it to somebody and say, hey, you come and take it. It was clearly a plan. Nobody can say Havertz didn't know. Because Havertz,
not the point.
Relax. Havertz cannot be sitting there in isolation and then just be called, hey, come and take a pressure penalty. No. So Havertz knew. And once Havertz knew, then you know that it was a pre-planned something from the training ground. It's just who was elected to go and stand there in the first place. So I'm saying that if Kovacic went to stand there in the first place and he turned and he said, "Come, are you going to say Kovacic is such a selfless player? He's the greatest player." No, it was something that they planned before. So I'm saying that the commentary around it is a bit extreme. Yeah, they did it. We've seen it with Liverpool. Nobody gives credit to the person who says, "Okay, come and take it." It's just to deceive opposition. These are the petty tactics that we see in modern day football. And I don't think we should overstretch it by saying Aspilicueta is yes, he's a super captain. But that moment, it's just a bit funny for me.
I understand him. It shouldn't add anything special to
I think it does. I think you guys are trying to downplay a very important
Nobody's trying to downplay.
Nobody. I've already told you.
Nobody's trying to
downplay. No, that's different. I'm talking about
one thing I want to highlight.
Yes.
The Romelu Lukaku's goal.
It was a fantastic goal.
So it goes, look, when he's in the team, put in those crosses.
True.
He had no chance of winning that ball. And look at the bullet. So play to his strength. That's why you paid £98 million for.
That's true. There's a lot of money. And then you sign the big players to step up on the biggest occasions. And I think Lukaku delivered. Let me show you some Premier League action. Man United took on Southampton. It was a game United looked like they were going to win. They were cruising in the first half. Second half, not so great. Southampton came back, got the equaliser, and the match ended 1-1. All right, so Man United not getting the win in a game that upset a lot of people. And someone just sent me a reminder that Liverpool lost the Club World Cup final to Sao Paulo in 2005. Barcelona also lost in 2060 International. So those were the answers I didn't have when Nimli was trying to downplay and discredit Chelsea and say that Chelsea didn't. I said they were the first European team to not win.
To be corrected, but they had the tag that they needed to erase.
Yes, they did. They lost it, but they weren't the first to lose it. Before they lost in 2012, Barcelona.
He didn't say you were the first.
Liverpool
he said the first time you went there, you lost.
Sure.
Let's talk about the game that you just saw, namely.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching the match. In the first half, I was mightily impressed with the way Man United played. The same way I was impressed with them, even in midweek against Burnley in the first half. And then in the second half...
So it is never a coaching problem?
What's happening though? That in the first half, United always look so good.
I said it is not a
How is that not a coaching problem?
How is that?
Maybe it's a change in system. I don't know.
He came, he said 4-2-2-2. You say, hey, he's changed to Citi. You are playing, you are creating all the chances. Put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Okay? So in this game again, very typical to what happened on Wednesday, I think Tuesday against Burnley, they considered the same type of goal. Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw not being on the same wavelength. With Luke Shaw playing the player on. That aside, look at the body language of these English players who are complaining, leaking issues from the dressing room, from the training ground to their press. Look at Marcus Rashford. Look, I can say emphatically that left to Rangnick alone, Rashford will come nowhere close to this team.
Wow.
He will come nowhere close to this team. Maguire, he will come nowhere close to this team. But the moment he tries to bench them, then very typically, these are English boys. These are the Three Lions players. One of the best defender in the Euros. Just ended Euros, so he has to play. He's the captain of the team. Why are you doing? What? So if you look at the football, has the football not improved?
I mean, I saw the first half. The first half was
super football.
Pogba was, wow.
Sublime. The chances came.
They did.
Bad decisions on the part of my own Jadon Sancho. It was clear that the second goal would be the defining factor. If United had scored the second goal, they would have gone on to win the game by a minimum of 3 goals.
Just hold your thoughts there. Daniel, briefly, how do you fix the problem that Limley and I have just highlighted? Great first half performance. Second half, things
before
just
he comes in,
yeah,
you lead 1-0 against Middlesbrough. You come back and concede. You lead 1-0 against Burnley. You come, and the manager keeps reminding you people, don't get that to happen.
And it's always early in the second
half.
Very
early in the second half. You now go, you lead 1-0 against Southampton. And look, knowing Rangnick, I don't need to be Rangnick. We will all remind them during recess that, look, be guided by history, and go out there, stay your ground, and be competitive. They come in and they just switch off. This will not happen to Tuchel or Pep Guardiola team consistently like that.
So that's a coaching problem?
No. It's the players' weak mentality. Because, like I'm saying, you can only in the dressing room address the issue. And knowing Rangnick, even in his press conference, he said it. If you look at the goals that are being conceded, are they not avoidable goals?
I remember that time where people accused the Chelsea players of having weak mentality.
Yes.
But under a different manager, they're playing differently.
No, they are playing differently because among themselves as players. You see, we shouldn't blame coaches all the time when things don't go right. It's very wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Players themselves should take responsibility. And if you look at this Man U team, look, Jose Mourinho has never. So it's Mourinho. So it's Solskjaer. It's Ole.
It's like too many managers have come and gone.
It's Rangnick. Come on, man.
LVG.
Come on, man. Come on.
Wow.
It is the players.
Okay. Hold your thoughts there. I will come back to Daniel Cranton. He's been itching to talk on this game. Don't go anywhere. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Let me take some messages then. I'll take Daniel's thoughts on this particular Man United matter. So someone says here, hey, people. Somebody said that I should stop speaking my opinion because I'm the host. Wow.
Yeah, there's no host.
Yeah,
we are co-hosts. We
are co-hosts. He said, I'll read the message for you. This one says, please ask Coach Nimley why how many United fans really watch the glory days of United like Chelsea fans do? Pains. See, I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that United fans haven't really seen the glory days. He's talking as if the glory days were like 1,000 years.
He's probably 16 years.
Shakur Issa Fabio says, I strongly disagree with Nimley if he said it is not the coach's errors or tactics. If that is the case, then it is not Ole's errors because the results are not coming.
He builds the team. Only
manager.
builds this team. That's his team. Maguire is doing on-looking defending.
Yabani says, please let Coach Nimley do the no-looking defending by Nasco Deep Freezer Maguire again for me, please. All right. Makafu put those messages where I said, Fento, you need to be a host and not a Chelsea fan. We all know you support Chelsea, but be the host for once. He said for once.
For once, allow the man to enjoy. Allow him to enjoy. At least it's allowed.
And he says that he can solid point on the team penalty team. He's like, Podo, for once,
Jane Mensah's vote. Jane Mensah. She goes to the box to vote.
The electoral commissioner.
She votes.
She votes. It's true. So Makafu, I don't know what your point is. Nimli said you should stop that thing. Let me enjoy. Atimpe Asowe says, Fence, please ask Coach if he will be giving us some consignment to the guys for Valentine's Day tomorrow. I'm far away in Sunyane, and I would like to get my share of the package.
The fact is, the goods are there. If only you can come for it, you can come.
Yeah. Oxley says, Daniel is being needlessly difficult. Just give credit to Aspi and stop the teamwork things you did talk. Coach, please do the Maguire style again. We beg you. Interesting. Nana K says, please, Liverpool lost to Sao Paulo in 2005. And Barca also lost to International in 2006. Thank you for that correction. Perry says, Fentio always tries to exaggerate things when Chelsea wins. Give us a break. I can feel the pains in that message, but it's okay. Let's move on. Kwame Isafu Kakari says, AC Milan is gradually moving to where they belong in Italian football. Congrats to the team for winning the game against Sampdoria, and greetings to Efisco Parliament. J. Andrews Asiedu says, in terms of coaching, Prosper Ogum and Samuel Boedu, there is a huge difference, he says. The father says, please tell Coach and Daniel we see things they will never see. Interesting. Kwame Dynamic says, Ravranik should organize a version of Giovanni Trapattoni's famous press conference when Trapattoni was the manager of Bayern Munich. That's when the current players of United will understand the issues at stake. Interesting. This one says, this is Richard of Sechumes, who says, what a miss from Isaac Mensah. At least Haas should have won this game. Silly will settle comfortably in this particular team. Amani Muntala says, see your Tamale pitch. It looks like... okay, I don't get the full message, but I think you're not happy with the pitch.
The pitch is bad, that's it.
Very bad. Eric Kwabena Amwa says, this Ravrani juice tactics only work for 45 minutes, and after that is Inshallah. We are Arsenal like our Akonana like that. All right, let me go to Daniel. In fact, and I like to take up from this particular message. He said the tactics only work for 45 minutes.
Friend, how long does a football match last?
90.
It lasts for 90 minutes.
Yes.
So I will not take that excuse where people focus on the first 45 minutes and leave out the rest of the second 45 and blame the players for that. Point one. Point two. Did you watch the second half of the Man United Southampton? Do you know that Southampton fans can also get up and say that they deserve to win the game based on the second half?
That is true.
Armstrong's chance, one-on-one, he blasted it over the bar.
True.
Broha, one-on-one, he chipped it out. Those were the two clearest opportunities in the second half.
Yeah.
Even better than Man United's chances in the first half in terms of XG and goal probability. So those were major chances. Okay. If you look at that Broja chance and you look at that Armstrong chance, they were fundamental defensive mistakes. Both of them, United were dragged to the right-hand side and the ball was spilled onto the free player. First of all was Broja, second time it was Armstrong. How is that the player's fault? That is an organizational mistake.
Can I answer that?
Coach, let me finish.
Yeah, you can answer it, but when it's done.
We saw it against Burnley, where coach himself pointed out that United's goal conceded against Southampton was a similar one that they conceded against Burnley. Is it Maguire who should go and sleep and wake up in the morning and do his homework by himself? Then what is the use of the technical team? If they can't point out these mistakes and correct them moving into next matches, what is their use? It is not my duty. It is not the players' duties. Yes, they have to apply themselves, but they apply themselves to a set of instructions.
That's true.
You don't just go out and play football. So if the team is scoring goals, it is the coach's fault. If the team is conceding goals, it is the coach's fault. And if the team is conceding goals that are very similar, the patterns are very similar. Do you know what it means? It means opposition teams have realized a weakness and they continuously exploit it. But the coaching staff are sleeping and they are waiting for Maguire and Shaw to realize that they are making mistakes and hopefully correct them in future games. That's not how you coach teams. So, if it was Ole's fault 4 months ago and we saw these basic mistakes, it is Ragnick's fault also. And I don't see why we want to absolve him of blame. If you look at his CV, he hasn't coached any big team out there for me to put my foot down and say that he is some great man. He's having problems in this team, and you cannot
like he's had elsewhere.
Like he's had
elsewhere. The reason a big team hasn't taken a chance on him.
You can't act like we can't see those problems. It is there. Lastly, we're the same ones who said under Ole that Ole had Maguire, that we all saw Maguire in the Euros. Maguire is a good defender. It is not Maguire's fault. Maguire is always covering for the useless Lindelof. Now Lindelof is not there, and Maguire is making mistakes. My point is, with this United team, without proper organization, in any team in this world, watch Chelsea under Lampard. Today is Rudiger's fault. Rudiger is out of the team. Now it's Christensen's fault. Christensen is out. It is Jorginho's fault. You take Jorginho out. Hey, Kante is not on form. It's his fault. That's what disorganization does to a team. You by all means find problems everywhere. But when a team is organized, it doesn't matter who the personnel is.
Individuals won't even be exposed.
Individuals will not be exposed because the system will work. And that's what we are seeing with Chelsea when Tuchel came in. That's what we are seeing with Klopp, with Salah and Mane out at the AFCON. We are still seeing the same results. We see with Man City, they can decide to rotate their team every single week, but nothing will change. That is coaching. That is modern day proper structured coaching. And if I'm seeing some trends, you cannot tell me it is not the coach's fault. You cannot tell me it's not the technical team's fault. Because if you yourself admit that these are the same goals the team is conceding, why would you go and blame individuals when the manager who is in charge of making sure that these things don't happen again cannot see it and cannot rectify it? So I'll say it again. What we are saying right now, that it is Maguire's fault, it is Shaw's fault, it is this person's fault, we are sleeping and hoping that tomorrow when Maguire wakes up, he takes his phone, watches the replay, so, oh, I did unlooking. Next time, I'll not do unlooking. And the coach is sitting there also hoping that Maguire will reach that realization for things to come, for things to go better. Against Burnley in the second half. Burnley also created some solid chances. The Gear's fantastic save was the only reason why Man U didn't even go down 2-1. So why do we isolate first half performances and say that was Ragnick? And then the second half, when things are beans, then you say it's the players. No! He has to take responsibility.
Solidly delivered. Okay, solidly delivered. And I agree with Daniel 100%.
Just give me 1 minute.
We need to move on.
We'll move on. Don't worry. There are some people, no matter how well you teach them, we're born and we're born.
Okay. Example is...
Listen to me. I'm listening. Listen to me.
I am listening.
Look. Don't laugh. Pay attention to what I'm saying.
I can't say all that.
Jose Mourinho. It's Jose Mourinho. It's Ole. It's Rangnick. You put Cranton there, it will be him. With this same crop of players. Look, I've seen this sort of thing with this same crop of players for so many times that I will not blame any coach for the shambolic defending they are defending.
Namely, what's the problem with the crop?
Listen.
That's my question. What's the problem?
The problem
is it quality?
Or my bone?
That cannot be true.
That is the fact. That is the fact. You see, when Jose criticized Luke Shaw, the whole England came for him.
Yeah, they said he was hating.
Coach, you've seen United concede goals with Alex Telles in the team.
I'm coming. But not this type of goals. Not this type of goal.
Alex Telles has his own type of goals he concedes.
No, but under Alex Telles, how many goals did United concede? Will you blame to Telles? There is the case where, as a fullback, simple coaching will tell you that you only become the last man when the ball is coming from your opposite flank, where diagonally, when the team shift, it becomes difficult to have a horizontal line. The line is usually diagonal. So the left foot or the right back, depending on where the ball is coming from, you are the last man. But when the ball is being played through the middle, What are you doing behind your two centre-backs? What are you doing behind your two centre-backs?
Well, whatever he's doing there, I'm the coach is watching to shout. And tell
I'm
him
saying that Jose Mourinho was not dumb. Ole, who had so much praise for them, was also not dumb. I don't believe Rangnick is dumb. It's other players. You can go. Mourinho said it with this crop. If you bring even Pep Guardiola,
but you do know that the current crop, actually, in fact, the team that started against Southampton, only 3 of them were Jose Mourinho players. So this is a completely different.
This is an Ole team. I'm coming. This is an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer team. Don't run away from that.
Yeah, but you said rewards. Jose who said on my
and I'm saying that
praise them. So what's them?
So the fact of the matter is, look,
Ole said they were fantastic. He signed them.
It is so sad that I listened to Rockine. He's made certain things that as players, some of the goals United are, if he was the captain, he would be punching some of the players directly in their faces. Why did he say that? Because you know that these are not, you cannot attribute such goals to coaching.
Okay.
You cannot.
Okay. Coach, let's move it on. Now, show you this. Man City, they got a very comfortable 4-0 win actually at Norwich, and Raheem Sterling got a hat-trick. All right, so Man City cruising very comfortably in the Premier League. Let's go to Spain. Atletico Madrid, they got a 4-3 win over Getafe. And it was a very interesting game of football. Atletico took the lead. And then after that, Getafe came back, hit them. And then eventually they got the win. In fact, even Suarez got a penalty that he missed. So kindly roll the highlights for me right now. There you go. Thank you. So Luis Suarez got the penalty, missed it. It was a cracking game, 7-goal thriller.
It's a solid penalty.
Yeah, it was a really good save for him. And then from then on, they still got the opening goal, Atletico Madrid, and it was there it is, fabulous finish at the far post by Correa. Namely, I don't know if you watched this game, but I did.
No, I didn't.
I was eating pizza while I was watching it. Couldn't believe what was happening.
If you eat pizza too many times, your stomach.
Oh, goodness me.
Of course.
And then they went 2-0 up.
You see, I'm so much concerned about what I see them do because of the fact that they will play Man United in that Champions League.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter, Diego Simeone's team, surprisingly, are not as solid as they used to be at the back.
Yeah.
Defensively, they are struggling. That is my shock, but because I'm not surprised. They've got Suarez, they've got Carrasco, they've got Correa. These are guys who are very, very good going forward.
Yeah.
And there's Griezmann. Look, they will punish any team on their day, but defensively, they need to be solid. You understand? So if you are a Rangnick and there is Maguire doing all these things and you are going to face these guys, then you have to be worried.
And they gave away two very silly penalties,
of
both
course,
handballs.
Of course,
and,
of course.
So Getafe went 3-2 up before, again,
goals in the last.
There's very similar goal from the same player at the far post, nodding it in to make it 3-3, and then eventually it is, oh God.
Who is that?
Felipe. It was a horrible tackle. So he got sent off, but somehow Atletico still found a victory.
What was the goalkeeper doing there?
Yeah, and what a finish. What a finish.
Hermoso.
By Hermoso, the left back. Brilliant finish. So 4-3, they won. Real Madrid played 0-0. Gary Bale started the game for the first time in 7 months.
I don't know. I think they've taken a decision on him. I think he will leave the team at the end of the season. His contract is up. They are not going to renew. He has to go.
Barca played as well.
I think they drew last minute.
Wow.
2-2.
Okay, so Barcelona was getting a draw. Let's move it to Italy, where there's an actual title race involved. Napoli took on Inter Milan. That match ended 1-1. Evergreen, Edin Dzeko with the equalizer. AC Milan, so that draw that Inter got gave AC Milan the opportunity to go top of the table, and they did, beating Sampdoria 1-0. So that was the only goal of the game. Leandro Leao. What a What a striker. He's having a really good season. That was his 10th goal of the season.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah. He's a very good player. 1v1, he always fancies himself. Yeah. And I like wingers who thrive on 1v1 because mostly when you go past the fullback, you are in on goal. You can either score or lay the pass for somebody to score. So anytime I see such wingers, they are good.
Let me show you one more game from the Serie A. A pulsating 2-2 draw between AS Roma and Sassuolo. Jose Mourinho's teams, well, I'm not sure what's going on with them, but clearly out of the title race right now, he's chasing for a Champions League spot. All right, so that's that. So clearly now, AC Milan, top of the Bundesliga table. They have a 1-point advantage over Inter Milan. It's a cracking race. Napoli also in the mix there. So it's looking very exciting towards the end of the season in the Serie A for sure. Daniel.
Yeah, this is what we wanted. After what happened last season, I wasn't too sure if Milan, as AC Milan, could mount a proper title race. Because if you look at their business during the summer, they didn't necessarily beef the team. Yeah. And that was what found them wanting last season. They went and they just hit a block and they started dropping points. But it looks like this season they are giving it that extra push. I still feel like they will fall along the wayside. Because the squad is just not strong enough. I thought the AFCON will affect them. They managed to ride that wave. But it's still a long time from now to the end of the season. If you look at the squad quality and the experience in the Inter squad, it's very difficult looking past them. I would still credit Milan for reaching where they've reached. I think right now they should just take it game by game. I think they're out of the CAF. They're out of the Champions League. If I was the Pioli, I would opt out of Europa. I would intentionally go out of the Europa League because this looks like it's a very promising position they are in the league. Yes, and I think with the sort of squad, the small squad they have, you would want to be as fresh as possible going into each game. Inter still have some commitments in Europe. They are still in the cup. So they have those distractions there. For Milan, I just feel like they should focus on the league, take it game by game, and we can see. Never know when it will go.
I think the last time AC Milan won the league was 2011 or 2012, I believe.
Yeah.
When Kevin Prince
Allegri.
Max Allegri.
Yeah. He won 2 in a row.
Allegri. It's been a long time. It's been a very, very long time. Let me take you to Germany. One result didn't do investors good at all. VfL Bochum stunned Bayern Munich. They beat them by 4-2. Bayern conceding 4 first-half goals for the first time since 1972. Take a look. All right, comfortable win for them in the Bundesliga. Guys, that's our show. Israel Adesanya, he staged a successful defense of his UFC title in the middleweight UFC at UFC 271. It was a comfortable victory over Robert Whittaker. Unfortunately, we don't have time to show you that. But namely, we're wrapping up today. And
so this is Reinnick's fault. Granty, if you are playing for me as a coach, and the ball is here, and you are looking here, and you are defending like this. The ball is here, you are looking here, you are defending. This is the coach's fault.
No look defending.
Is that the coach's fault?
So Magua defended no look defending. He invented no look defending. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Daniel. That's our show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, do take care of yourself and bye-bye.